Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
I walked inside a very special prison in Norway called Halden. It was a maximum security prison, but it did not look like one. There were no armed guards walking with me. No metal bars stopped the light. Instead, I saw people who committed serious crimes, like murder or drug dealing. They were going to an afternoon yoga class. Their feet made soft sounds on the clean wooden floors. A man named Leif, who was in prison for robbery, put his yoga mat on the grass. A female prison officer joined him. She also sat down and did yoga with the others. A professional teacher from outside the prison guided them through calm breathing. This surprising view was Norway's way of running a prison. For anyone who knows about prisons in places like America or Britain, this feels very strange. Here, with very dangerous criminals, the main idea is not just punishment. It is to help them change. This made me ask a big question. Why are Norway's prisons so different from everywhere else? And does this kind of humane approach really work? 2. A different kind of prison. Norway's prisons are different because of a big idea. It is called the principle of normality. This idea is simple but very important. It means that when someone goes to prison, their only punishment is losing the freedom to leave. All other basic human rights stay the same. Prisoners are still seen as people. They have done wrong and must be punished, but they are still human beings. So they keep many important rights. For example, they can vote, get good health care, and go to school. This principle means life inside prison should be as much like life outside as possible, except for being able to leave. When you see a Norwegian prison like Halden, it does not look like a typical prison. It looks more like a small village or a school campus. The buildings are not cold concrete blocks. They are made of natural wood and brick, only 2 stories high. They are spread across many acres of forest. This design helps people feel less stressed. There are no metal bars on windows. Large windows let in natural light. The prison has a high wall around it, about 25 feet tall. But there is no razor wire, no guard towers, and no electric fences. This wall is the main physical barrier. Inside, each person has their own private room, not just a cell. Each room has a bed, a desk, a small fridge, a TV, and a private bathroom. Windows offer views of the forest. In shared kitchens, prisoners and staff use real ceramic plates, glass cups, and metal forks and knives. In many prisons, these would be weapons. Here, sharp kitchen knives hang on the walls, attached by a strong cable. This shows how security works differently. Security in Norwegian prisons is not mainly about walls or cameras. It is about building good relationships. This is called dynamic security. Guards and prisoners spend time together. They talk, eat meals, and do activities like sports. This builds trust and understanding. The main idea is to stop bad feelings and violence before they start. Because of this focus on relationships, violence is very rare. For example, Halden Prison has a special room for violent people, but it has almost never been used. The goal is to make a calm and peaceful place for everyone, helping prisoners prepare for a better life after release. 3. Guards are like teachers. The way prison officers work in Norway is very special. They are not just guards who keep watch. They are more like teachers or mentors. Their job is to help inmates become better people for when they leave prison. This idea is called dynamic security. It means that good relationships between officers and inmates are the main way to keep order and safety inside the prison. To do this job, prison officers get a lot of training. It takes 2 to 3 years for them to become officers. During this time, they learn how to be calm and helpful. They learn to be role models and coaches for the inmates. They also learn how to build trust. Unlike officers in many other countries, they do not carry weapons like guns or pepper spray. Their power comes from respect and good communication. Officers spend a lot of time with the inmates every day. They eat meals together in the same dining areas. They also do activities together, like playing sports or joining a yoga class. An officer might play volleyball with inmates or drink coffee with them. This close contact helps to build trust and understanding. It makes the prison feel more normal, like a small village. Because of this approach, the prison environment is very calm and safe. Inmates and officers talk openly. They treat each other with respect. There is very little violence inside the prisons. For example, at Halden Prison, the special room used for violent inmates has almost never been used. The governor of Halden Prison said he hardly remembers any violence, maybe just 1 or 2 small incidents like spitting. This shows how effective good relationships are. The officer's main goal is not just to keep people locked up. It is to help inmates change their lives. They help them with their problems, like addiction. They also help them prepare for life outside by getting an education or learning new skills. This system helps inmates feel valued, even though they have lost their freedom. It creates a hopeful place where people can truly work to improve themselves. 4. A day in a Norwegian prison. Jonas Eriksson woke up at 7:30 in his cell at Halden Prison. He was 34 years old and had been a mechanic. He opened his cell door from the inside. There were no guards walking with him as he went to breakfast. Other inmates were already in the common areas, drinking coffee. Linn Andreasen, a prison officer, said good morning to Jonas. She was 31. Officers like Linn work to help inmates get ready for life outside. They build good relationships. Officers and inmates eat together and do activities. This helps everyone feel calm and safe. Jonas went to the auto repair shop for his morning job. This was one of the prison's programs to teach useful skills. He worked with other inmates and a real mechanic. They fixed cars for people outside the prison. Jonas was also studying to get his high school diploma. The prison helped inmates learn new things for when they leave. At lunchtime, Jonas ate with other inmates and officers. They had chicken curry and fresh vegetables. Inmates from the cooking program made the food. People talked about many things, like friends and news. It felt like a normal workplace. An officer named Andreas Nordstrom said that this system helps fewer people come back to prison. In the afternoon, Jonas had therapy for addiction. He talked to a counselor. This helped him understand why he made mistakes before. After therapy, he had 2 hours of free time. He could read a book in his cell, go to the gym, or play cards with others. He could choose what to do. In the evening, Jonas went back to his cell at 8:30. This was when the quiet time started. He wrote in his journal or read books. Every day, Jonas worked, learned, and talked about his problems. The prison helped him get ready for a new life outside. It gave him hope for the future. 5. A place for family. Family is very important in Norwegian prisons. The system makes sure inmates stay close to their families. This is a big difference from other prisons. It helps prisoners keep human connections, following the principle of normality. This means prison life should be as much like normal life as possible. One special thing at Halden Prison is the family houses, sometimes called Daddy in Prison chalets. These are small, private homes inside the prison grounds. Inmates with children can ask to use these houses. If they follow rules and pass safety checks, they can spend several nights there with their children and partners. These visits are a special privilege for good behavior. The houses are designed to feel like real homes. They have a living room, a small kitchen, and a comfortable bedroom. The bedroom has a double bed and a small bed for a child. Many toys and children's books make visits fun. Outside, a small garden lets children play freely. This helps families feel they are in a normal home, not a prison cell. For inmates like Jonas, these family visits are incredibly important. Jonas has a 7-year-old daughter. Seeing her, playing with her, and reading to her gives him a strong reason to change his life. He wants to be a responsible father when he leaves prison. He knows that having a stable family is key for his future. This strong emotional support helps inmates work hard in their education and therapy programs. They are motivated to earn their family visits and show they are truly changing. These visits also help the children. When children can regularly see their parents, they feel safer and more loved. They know their parent is okay. This can stop children from having problems like anxiety or anger. It helps families stay strong even when a parent is away. The Norwegian system believes strong family bonds help inmates succeed after prison. These visits are a powerful way to heal families hurt by crime and build a better future for everyone. 6. The results of the system. Many people ask if Norway's unique prison system really works. To understand the answer, we can look at some important numbers. One key number is the rate of people who return to crime after leaving crime. This is called the re-offending rate, or recidivism. In Norway, about 20% of people who leave prison re-offend within 2 years. After 5 years, this number goes up slightly to about 25%. These figures are very low compared to many other countries. For example, in the United States, around 68% of released prisoners are arrested for new crimes within 3 years. In the United Kingdom, almost 50% re-offend in just 1 year. While countries count re-offending differently, which can make exact comparisons hard, Norway's results are still very impressive. The Norwegian system is also known for being expensive. For one person in a prison like Halden, the cost is about 98,000 British pounds per year. This is a lot more than in places like England and Wales, where a prison place costs about 40,000 pounds a year. In the United States, the average yearly cost per inmate is about 31,000 US dollars. So, at first glance, Norway's approach seems very costly. However, it is important to think about the long-term benefits. If fewer people return to crime, society saves money in many ways. There are fewer police investigations, fewer court cases, and less money spent on housing people in prison again. When people successfully change their lives, they can get jobs, pay taxes, and become active, positive members of their communities. This means that the money invested in rehabilitation can lead to greater savings over time. A person who spends a few years in a Norwegian prison and does not reoffend might cost less over their lifetime than someone who cycles in and out of cheaper prisons for many years. The system's success comes from its core ideas. It focuses on treating people with dignity and respect. It offers real job training, education, and help for mental health or drug problems. Prisons also help inmates keep strong connections with their families, which gives them a big reason to change. By helping people build new skills and social support, the system tries to build what is called social capital. This means helping people connect with society in positive ways. The goal is to prepare inmates for a good life outside, making society safer for everyone. 7. The hard questions. Norway's prison system is known for being kind, but it also faces hard questions. People sometimes wonder if it can work for all prisoners and all countries. One big challenge was the terrorist Anders Behring Breivik. In 2011, he killed 77 people. His prison conditions caused much talk. He had a 3-room area with a computer and TV. Many felt he was treated too well for his terrible crimes. This case showed how hard it is for a kind system to deal with extreme acts. Breivik received Norway's longest sentence, which can be extended if he is still a danger. He is also kept alone for safety. This shows the system can be strict when needed. Another problem is helping inmates with serious mental health issues. The number of prisoners with mental health problems has grown a lot, from 35% to nearly 60%. Prisons offer help, but some wonder if a prison can truly help people with very serious mental illnesses. Officers are trained as mentors, but dealing with complex mental health needs is very difficult. This puts stress on the staff and the system. Drug addiction is also a challenge. Prisons have programs for addiction, but addiction is a long-term disease. Leaving prison can be very hard for those still struggling with drugs. The risk of going back to drug use and crime is high, even with support. Some critics also ask if Norway's system can work in other countries. Norway has a population where most people share similar ideas. This might make it easier to agree on how prisoners should be treated. Countries with more different cultures might find it harder to copy. Finally, money is a big concern. Norway's prisons are expensive. They were built when Norway was rich from oil. Now there are worries about future budgets. Governor R. Hoydal of Halden prison fears that less money means fewer helpful programs. This could lead to more violence and more people returning to crime. Keeping the system successful needs enough money. This is a hard question for Norway's future. 8. A lesson for the world. A lesson for the world brings us to the main ideas behind Norway's prisons. The core belief is simple. A society shows its true nature by how it treats people in prison. Norway decided to choose a path of helping people change, not just punishing them. They believe that treating everyone with respect, even those who have done wrong, makes society safer for all. In Norway, the punishment is only losing freedom. All other human rights stay. This idea is called the principle of normality. It means that life inside prison should be as much like life outside as possible. This helps prisoners learn how to live a normal life again when they leave. Prison officers are trained to be like teachers or mentors. They build trust with inmates. This creates calmer prisons with less violence. The numbers show that this system works well. In Norway, only about 20 out of 100 people go back to crime after 2 years. In countries like the United States, this number is much higher, around 68 out of 100 people. And in the United Kingdom, nearly 50 out of 100 people reoffend quickly. While Norwegian prisons cost more each day, they save money in the long run. Fewer people return to jail, meaning fewer new crimes and lower costs for police and courts. The system helps prisoners connect with their families. Special houses inside prisons let children stay with their partners. This gives prisoners a strong reason to change their lives. Also, prisoners learn new skills and get education. They can work in jobs like fixing cars or cooking. All these things help them find stable jobs when they are released. Treating people with dignity is important for everyone. It shows that society believes people can change. When prisoners are treated with respect and given chances, they are more likely to become good citizens. This makes the whole community safer. It is a choice between simply holding people in cages and actively helping them to lead better lives. The Norwegian way of thinking asks a big question. Do we put people in prison to punish them for the past, or to stop them from doing bad things in the future. Norway chooses the future. They believe that helping prisoners is the best way to make sure there are fewer victims. The ideas from Norway might not work exactly the same everywhere because countries are different, but many parts of their system can be used in other places. The main lesson is that how we treat prisoners reflects who we are as a society. It reminds us that even after someone makes mistakes, they still have the chance to change. It is about humanity and hope. What do you think is the most important lesson the world can learn from Norway's prisons?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.